Entering the historical ring, we explore the tale of the titan who revolutionized entertainment with the founding of the World Wrestling Federation. Are you prepared to face the past? During a period when the spectacle of professional wrestling was dispersed across local promotions, a visionary dared to imagine a single arena that would enthrall people worldwide. This narrative starts with a daring wager in the early 20th century and progresses across generations, with each generation adding its flair and intensity to the base. From modest beginnings, where hard work and spectacle went hand in hand, an empire arose that would force its way onto millions of people's screens and hearts. Who was this dream architect, and how did they make the Battle of the Titans a global event? See the incredible ascent of the World Wrestling Federation, where each victory and slam became a legend. Welcome to Money.TV, a channel dedicated to entrepreneurs who risked it all to create today's most iconic brands. Let's get started. The founding era. Roderick James McMahon founded the Capital Wrestling Corporation, CWC, a little local wrestling business in the 1950s, and that is how it all started. McMahon envisioned professional wrestling reaching new heights and extending its influence outside of the conventional wrestling realms. In the 1960s, McMahon's son, Vincent J. McMahon, took over the corporation as the CWC gained popularity. Under his direction, the CWC began to garner national notice and developed into a significant player in the professional wrestling world. Vince McMahon has turned the world of professional wrestling into a spectacle with his body slams and boardroom tactics. However, which action from McMahon's storied playbook do you believe changed everything and made WWE what it is today? McMahon. The WWF saw unprecedented levels of success and popularity during its heyday in the 1980s, with legendary athletes like the Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Hulk Hogan leading the way. The WWF exploded into a worldwide sensation, drawing millions of spectators and shattering attendance records in venues all over the world. Large-than-life characters, vibrant costumes, and extravagant theatrics typified the era and established a new benchmark for sports entertainment that would last for many years. McMahon Legacy. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, the son of Vincent J. McMahon, bought the CWC from his father in 1980 and changed the name to the World Wrestling Federation, WWF. Vince McMahon brought the WWF to previously unheard-of heights of success and transformed the wrestling industry with his audacious marketing techniques and charismatic demeanor. The WWF had a sharp increase in popularity during the 1980s and 90s. He is a professional wrestler who won the 1999 Royal Rumble, the ECW World Championship in 2007, and the WWF Championship in 1999. After a court fight in 2002 over the usage of the letters WWF with the World Wildlife Fund, the business changed its name to World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE. With this name change, the corporation began a new chapter in its history and demonstrated its growth into a major force in the entertainment industry worldwide. Golden Age. The WWF ushered in a new phase of bold and thought-provoking narrative at the turn of 2000, dubbed the Attitude Era. The WWF stretched the limits of mainstream entertainment and attracted a larger audience than ever before. The WWF's status as a pioneer in the sports entertainment industry was cemented during this era. Vince McMahon led WWE to further dominance in the wrestling business by forming alliances with big-name networks, putting on popular pay-per-view events, and creating innovative content for digital media. What crucial turning point in Vince's early career do you believe thrust him into the limelight of wrestling legend, pushing him out of the shadow of his legacy? New era. Promoter Vince McMahon was raised in a household of wrestlers. Vince was drawn to exuberant crowds and charismatic wrestlers because of his early wrestling experiences. Vince persisted despite his father's disapproval, and eventually, he was granted a chance to establish himself in the main area. He was given 6 months to establish his worth and never again requested a wrestling position. But Vince's goal was to change wrestling overall, not just his company. Vince's father advised him to seek a more sensible career, but his perseverance and foresight brought him success in the wrestling business. At the age of 26, Vince moved to Maine and soon established himself as a lucrative professional wrestler, earning more money than any other promoter in his father's company. In 10 years, he oversaw more than half of his father's firm and had expanded to new areas in New England. Vince was also having great success with TV syndication. His father believed it might be time to step down and pass the torch after realizing his potential. Vince, then 37 years old, bought out his father's World Wrestling Federation in 1982, out of concern that it could be time for him to retire. Since his loan included a balloon payment schedule, this was a huge risk. Vince was prepared to succeed in the wrestling business and shatter the stereotype. Golden Age. In the divided, where promoters controlled each territory, Vince, a youthful promoter, broke the mold. For the first time since the 1940s, this made rival promoters fight for their piece of the market. Vince's disruptive style was not well appreciated by the established promoters, who repeatedly threatened to kill Vince and his father, among other things. Nevertheless, Vince didn't waver in his resolve in the face of little opposition. He attempted to comprehend what the consumers wanted, and the result was an improved product. Vince, a well-known professional wrestler, had a distinct viewpoint on the sport than most wrestling fans. His belief that wrestling was a completely authentic and truthful form of entertainment for the crowd inspired him to create the term sports entertainment. Vince took over the market in each territory by bringing character, humor, and drama to the entertainment component. This was made clear on March 31st, 1985, when he introduced WrestleMania, a national television event that was broadcast from Madison Square Garden. Both families and non-sports enthusiasts were drawn to Vince's distinct style of sports entertainment. His distinct style of wrestling played a big part in the rise of professional wrestling in the United States. Promoter Vince had a dream of creating a wrestling organization that would rule not just an area, but the entire country and beyond. He was aware that change was challenging, particularly in an industry that was transforming, yet he was driven and persistent enough to do what many said was unachievable. Vince was able to accomplish his goal thanks to his tenacity and resolve. WWF versus WCW. World Championship Wrestling Inc. WCW, a significant rival of the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, was founded in 1988 by billionaire Ted Turner. The Monday Night Wars began on Monday night when WCW debuted Monday Nitro. Although WCW outperformed WWF in the ratings, WCW started to falter in the late 1990s. At a cost of about $7 million, WWF acquired the WCW brand and the rights to their main rival, Extreme Championship Wrestling, in 2001. Following a court battle with the World Wildlife Fund, WWF rebranded itself as World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, in 2002, and Vince oversaw the company's international growth. Since its 2014 debut, WWE has grown dramatically. More than 800 million homes watch WWE programming, which is available in 28 languages. The WWE is regarded as a leader in international entertainment thanks to its steady schedule of events, pay-per-view shows, and special events. Through his career in professional wrestling, Vince McMahon has shown us that although change can be unpleasant and challenging, it can also result in advancement and new chances. Vince radically altered the global landscape of professional wrestling despite uncertainties, anxieties, obstacles, rivals, and threats of death. Death of the Territories, a book by Tim Horn-Baker, offers a detailed examination of Vince's removal of the territorial element from pro wrestling. The book centers on the history of professional wrestling in the United States, beginning in the 1940s, and how McMahon upended the business in a way that no one else could have predicted. An encouraging passage from Vince's narrative is shared in the text, where he says that even though he hates failing, he is not afraid of it. As Vince's example shows, this fearlessness can result in the best results. We are going to conclude our discussion by answering the question: WWE in the 21st century. This new entertainment organization made a big splash in the professional wrestling industry very rapidly, thanks to its brilliant roster, compelling storylines, and creative production values. Critics complimented their creative approach, fans flocked to their performances, and even big wrestling firms began to take note. This new entertainment firm aimed to innovate not only in storytelling and talent, but also in production and presentation. The marketing aimed to provide its followers with an immersive and visually striking experience, bringing an end to the days of uninspired set designs and static camera angles. Additionally, with an emphasis on producing a superior product that could compete with the production values of mainstream sports. What does this all imply for the World Wrestling Federation's future then? The opportunities are boundless as a new entertainment corporation upends the wrestling business and spurs general transformation. Is a new era of professional wrestling in store, one that emphasizes innovative production techniques, a wide range of skill sets, and gripping narratives. Time will tell. As we get to the end of this chapter and consider the enormous story of the World Wrestling Federation, it is clear that there is more to this epic adventure than just ropes and rings. The history of WWE is a lesson in the art of thinking big and fighting your way to the top. From Vince McMahon's visionary leadership to the sheer will and ambition that turned a local spectacle into a worldwide sensation. Like in real life, the combination of steadfast passion and astute strategic thinking can change the course of events in the entertainment industry. The story of WWE goes beyond its successes and failures inside the squared circle. It is a tale that encourages us to follow our interests, take on obstacles head-on, and make choices that reverberate outside of the spotlight. We really hope you enjoyed today's video, How the World's Biggest Entertainment Company Was Created, World Wrestling Federation. Be sure to leave a like and comment below on what you loved about our video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss another great video. Until next time, we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Remember, no dream is too big.